This is an example of how validating data from the legacy system prior to loading can detect problems that have been overlooked in the analysis phase of a data migration project. It shows how this can be done in MIGFX and how the business can be engaged to address the problem. How do we deal with missing grades? We are migrating HCM data from EBS to Fusion and have set up the basic data for people and their assignments using MIGFX. In the studio, we have set up target metadata based on the Fusion CSV file requirements for the basic worker and work assignment areas. From these, we have designed the target interface and developed a target map to specify the processing necessary to validate and generate the data to be loaded to Fusion. We have also extracted the details of the full tables of relevant data from EBS and set up the source metadata and developed a source map to populate the target interface. We then exported the specification to the engine and generated a target engine and a source engine to carry out the process. Having loaded the EBS data to the staging tables, we use the director to execute a first iteration of the migration. In the tracker, we find that there are grades in legacy that are not in the new system. This is highlighted by an event generated which gives us the basic information that the grades have not been found in those to be migrated to the target system, and it is to be reported to the migration team. To investigate further in the tracker, we drill down to see which grades they are and how many people are affected. This shows there are 2 grades missing for a relatively small number of people. We can drill down further and look at the data extracted for one person to check that there hasn't been some problem with that process and that we have something that looks like a grade in the source data. To investigate further, we are going to use the event number to go back to the target map in Studio and the event and find it in the entry rule for the assignment business object, which shows that it wasn't included in the migrated grades. So we go to the source map and find that the grades to be migrated were selected on the basis of the effective end date set on the grades in the source system. We are only migrating grades if they are not end dated. With this information, we consult the payroll department and discover that a review of grades was carried out some years ago, and all staff should have been allocated a new grade. This was the subject of consultation, and so not all were done at the same time. There were some individuals who did not agree to the change, and so are still on their old grades. This was not identified by the functional consultants and business SMEs, so these grades have not been built in the new system. In these cases, the individuals should not be migrated, but be reported to the business. So, we go back to the target map and change the event so that it is reported back to the business rather than the migration team. We have illustrated how MIGFX can be used to help manage the cleansing of data during the migration cycle so that it is in a fit state for the implementation of the target system. Using this approach, a measurable criteria for a go, no-go decision at each stage of the project can be established. This enables actionable reporting to program and business management.